Well folks, it seems like the next DLC for Jurassic World Evolution 2 has just been teased. It looks like it could be a sequel DLC for the Camp Cretaceous dinosaur pack, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to show you the teaser video first and then we'll dig into it. So there's a few different things we can pick up on here, both on the potential dinosaur species and of course this backdrop image here. Now there's only one image we want to take from this, and that's on that right hand side. There are what clearly seem to be a bin and a bench, or a trash can if you're that way inclined, and a bench. Decorations we've been clamoring for a very, very long time now. As you can see, people are very excited by that on the right hand. Never mind the dinosaur. They're excited about the bins and the benches. Something we've wanted for ages. Something we had all the way back in JPOG, of course. Just a necessary decoration to make a park look more like a park. Make a Jurassic World look more like a Jurassic World. Quick note on this, I've seen a few people mention this building in the background. It is just an entrance building. There's really not much else to say on that one. Nothing exciting going on there. And there's another building on the left, which is an existing building as well. As far as I can tell, there's not really anything new here. It looks like we may also have a new placeable flag, the one just above the bins and benches. That does appear in the game as part of the buildings as well, so maybe they've now taken that out and they're going to let us place that on the paths as well. But let's get to the dinosaur. So you can see we've got this large theropod stalking past the gate. Now the pattern is different, but we've got some pretty good guesses as to what this could be. First of all, it's clearly a large theropod. It's bulky, it's thick, it's probably a tyrannosaurid of some description. It's quite hard to see too much on the Twitter video, but they actually posted another video onto their Instagram where, because of the different aspect ratio, you can pick out a few more details. The first one is this. You can see we've got those two solitary fingers. Again, tyrannosaurid, a large tyrannosaurid of some description. And then really this is the killer image right here. So at one point during the Instagram video at the very end, you see the back end of the tail and you can see these spikes popping up every now and again along the ridge of the tail. And if we take a look at this render for the Camp Cretaceous Tarbosaurus, you'll see that it's got spikes moving along down the back of the tail. Now the placement doesn't seem to be absolutely identical, but given it's a large tyrannosaurid, given that we're missing the Tarbosaurus from Camp Cretaceous, this does seem pretty damning potentially. This could have been changed a little bit. I don't think this was an official render on the right. It's hard to find one of those for the tail, but seems like this is likely to be the Tarbosaurus from Camp Cretaceous. Now that doesn't necessarily mean it's a Camp Cretaceous pack, of course. We'll talk about that in a second. But if it was, there are potential other creatures. We've got the Spinoceratops, which has been adapted into its adult form for games like Jurassic World Alive. Horrifying monstrosity, must be said, but it does exist. And of course the Smilodon. Now that would be much more interesting. How can they take this fairly cartoony design and this first mammalian design and translate it into Jurassic World Evolution 2? The hope of course is that it wouldn't just be a Camp Cretaceous pack, maybe it's a Manticore pack or something like that. Maybe it's a wider campaign, a bigger DLC in that regard. Maybe this is the final opportunity to throw Microceratus into the species roster. I will bat for Microceratus until the very end of days, until we finally get it. I can see them doing this as a kind of, less so a Camp Cretaceous pack, but more so a, I think this might be the final big DLC we get if it is a big DLC. So maybe it's a roster roundup pack, you call it the franchise pack or something like, or the canon pack. Something that's going to throw every missing creature from Jurassic World as a franchise onto the screens finally. We'll get a Microceratus, we'll get a Smilodon, we'll get maybe we'll get the Spinoceratops, and then you could go for other things as well. You could go for Tetraphonius, you could go for Concavinator, these dinosaurs that appeared in statue form or dead form during Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, for example. There's scope there to round out to 5 creatures in total, I would say. It's definitely very interesting. We'll keep an eye out for more teasers as we go, but looks like a Tarbosaurus. But hey, bins and benches as well, very exciting. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I will keep you abreast of all the information as per usual. Very excited to find out what this could be. Thank you very much for joining me. Cheers much of as always. Bye-bye.